Hey, Ricky Russo. This is a video response, making it extremely late. I think it ends tonight or last night, however you want to look at it. I think it's after midnight right now. I was watching the college basketball today, rooting for the Kentucky Wildcats, and they got beat by Wisconsin. So good job, Wisconsin. Go beat Duke. I'm not happy about it. I am a Kentucky fan in basketball. I have been my entire life. So I bleed green for Marshall, but I am a Kentucky Blue fan. So anyway, moving on to baseball. You wanted our all-time lineup from our favorite team in whatever sport. Now, my sport's going to be baseball, as most people seem to have used. Definitely my favorite sport. I played it for 19 years. Then I worked in it after playing in it. So, love baseball. Here's the thing. After I worked in it, I lost loyalty to teams. I don't root for any team in any sport. I pull for teams in certain games, but aside from college sports, where I'm extremely loyal to teams, I don't really root for any pro teams. So here's what I did, because I follow the laws, but I don't follow rules. That's not for me. So I bent the rules on what we're supposed to do here. I'm kind of doing my own thing. I tried to stick to all relic cards. I am going to show you sports cards, because that's what we do here. We collect cards. That's what I do. So I'm going to show you some cards of each position I picked. You're not going to like some of these picks. I don't know about you personally, but some of you guys are not going to like some of these picks. One glaring one's probably going to be center field, because you know who I have in center field, and you're going to say, oh, where's Willie Mays? Fuck Willie Mays. Guy's a piece of crap. So that's why he's not on my team, because I have the extremely hard-nosed players, and I have the very, very, very good guys on my team. I got those two types of players. It's very distinct when you see them together, but they're all incredible players. So you can argue a lot of these are not the right pick, but it's my team, so I'm doing what I want. So, on to the cards. Anyway, thanks, Ricky. And for you guys watching this that have no idea what I'm talking about, Ricky had a contest. Make your dream team of the team that you like, basically. So pick, the Yankees and pick your dream team for the Yankees lineup. What I'm doing, because I don't have loyalty to any team, is I did an all-star team. I don't care the league. I don't care the era they played in. I just did what is a team that if I could put anybody that's ever played baseball in the history of the game, if I could pick anybody to play together that I would go pay 10 grand to sit in the stands and watch, who would it be? This is that team. That's how I took this. So we're going to start with, I got little things here, whatever you call them, stands. We'll start with the, keep it simple. We're going to go with right field first. Right field. Mr. Henry Hank Aaron. Heard of him? Probably. In center field, beside Henry Aaron, and this defense is going to be nasty too, Mr. Ken Griffey Jr. And who could go in left field? He skipped Willie Mays. Who's he going to put out there? Oh, one of the greatest hitters in the history of baseball, and a great, great dude. Rest in peace. I got to meet him personally a couple times, and he was a great, great guy. Stan the Man Musial. Freaking beast. There's my outfield. You can argue it differently, but that's a hell of an outfield. And then we're going to move to the infield. So, first, second, shortstop, third base. Gonna need a little room here, so. Let me see here. First base is going to be the biggest surprise of the infield. I don't think the entire infield will be a big surprise, because you can argue a lot of people. But because this is a current player, Griffey's not really current. He goes in the Hall of Fame 2016. I'm making this video 2015. So he's a year out. His career's done. He's amazing. No argument there. Because again, this guy is a great guy, and he's hard-nosed, and I know him. I would want this guy on my team. First base, Albert Pujols. Outstanding defense, unreal power, incredible batting average. There's no problem with him. The stuff he does off the field and in the locker room, can't pay for it, can't train somebody. You just either have it or you don't, and he's got it. Second base beside him, Rogers Hornsby, the player of the 20s. If it were not for Babe Ruth, it would be the Rogers Hornsby era, not the Babe Ruth era, if Babe Ruth wasn't around back then. Got to go with Rogers Hornsby. At shortstop, actually, let me do third base, because I'm running out of room. This camera can't pick it all up. I don't have my wide-angle lens. So, third base, George Brett. How's that for hard-nosed? That's a man right there. Love George Brett. Absolutely love the dude. Hell of a ball player. So that's third base. So here we're going to put it short. We're going to put Honus Wagner at short. And what's extra special with Honus Wagner is, another thing we need for this team is, who's going to be the skipper? Who's the manager? Honus Wagner. He's a coach player, a manager player, a GM player. He did it, and he can do it. He actually ended up being a manager for the Pirates at the end of his career. So he knows what the hell he's doing. He's going to run this team and keep people in shape. Probably won't be much fun and horsing around on this team, would be my guess. So that's your shortstop. What else we have here? Oh, we have DH, pitcher, and catcher. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to do pitcher and catcher first, because I got a funny thing here. I think I know what you guys are thinking right now. So here's my starting pitcher. Not because he's the best pitcher in history, but because, again, if I was paying to see a game, so like Nolan Ryan, just, if you guys did see him, he's just so fun to watch. He's not the most dominant pitcher, but again, that hard-nosed, because if you go out there, he's going to fight you, he's going to punch you in the face, and put you in a headlock, as Robin Ventura can attest. He's just a really tough guy, besides being a power pitcher, and I was a power pitcher. It's just, I love watching the guy just rears back and just throws as hard as he can. I thought about people like Randy Johnson in this. I was going to put Sandy Koufax. And Sandy Koufax and Greg Maddux are better pitchers than Nolan Ryan, hands down. Better pitchers, not better throwers, if that makes sense. Which, you want a pitcher, not a thrower, but for the entertainment value, I want to see Nolan Ryan. For catcher, it wasn't even close. I mean, you got some good catchers. You got the original Pudge. You got the most recent Pudge with Ivan. Let me see, who else you got? You got Yachty. Yachty's a monster. Even Posey, really young guy. But I mean, going back years and years, you got so many guys you could pick. But there's only one perfect guy for this. I mean, to catch the Ryan Express, you've got to have Johnny Bench. There's no way around it. Johnny Bench is the only pick that works in this situation. Gotta have Johnny Bench back there. Change the way the position was played. So Johnny Bench is your guy at catcher. There's nobody else you can pick at this, unless it's just another player you prefer because it's your favorite player. That's okay. If you're picking the best catcher of all time, that's your guy for sure. Now the big things you guys might be thinking right now is, okay, who's your closer? Well, I don't have a closer because Nolan Ryan would pitch a complete game. There's no chance he's coming out. So I don't have a closer. Nolan Ryan's it. Now, if I had a closer, it'd be Mariano Rivera. And I have a jersey card and an autograph, and I could have put it in here. So I'll give him a little shout out. He wasn't my favorite closer. In fact, I really didn't like him. Because when I was a kid, I did root for teams. And I did not root for the Yankees. So because he was so good is why I didn't like him. So I respect his game. He is the best closer ever. Eckersley would be up there. Seaver would be up there as some greats. John Smoltz even though his was a shorter career as a closer anyway, because he was a great starter. So those are great picks, but I don't have a closer. Nolan's pitching all 9 innings, 20 innings if it comes down to it, whatever. And the one last thing I have is, I don't know if this is an American League or a National League team. I don't know. It's just a conglomeration of everybody. But I have a DH. And it's the guy you're all like, how in the hell do you not put him on there? We got unreal power on this team, but the Bambino will be our DH. So the first $10,000 I get, I'm working on that. First $10,000 I get him to buy the ticket. Go watch these guys play. Maybe they'll play at the Field of Dreams in Iowa. Thanks, Ricky.